We're here at Aspire. I guess is it just Aspire?
Yep, it's Aspire.
All right, we're here at Aspire in Clinton, Tennessee today, and this is a park open to the public that is just absolutely incredible. They have some native plantings here that our friends at Roundstone planted, I guess, back in 2021.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
So this is year number 4 on it, and they're really showing out. So we're here to see that and see what else they have here today. So.
There's a ton. Yeah, so this is our Wildflower Meadow. It's about a 3-acre meadow in and of itself. We have some peripheral planting, like I said, the tall grass prairies around it. But all of it's kind of dissected by these just nature walking paths that we have. So we've got 8 small sections within. It's all the same, but the intent was when it was planted that it would have species blooming throughout the growing season. So there would be things coming on early in the spring, like now, and then going all the way to fall. Wrapping up around late September.
So that's like, there's a ton of butterfly weed. That's insane.
Yep, butterfly weed, you know, there's a mixture. Of course,
it bloom last year?
Yeah, it did. And as soon as June of last year, we just barely had any rain. So what had come out was nice, but then they just kind of halted a little bit. And we flooded this thing with water and tried to get some things to come back up. It's sustained, but it didn't really get showy again.
You have irrigation on it?
We do, not on this. We've got irrigation all around it. I've got some stuff I can tap into and just kind of lay hoses in it, drown it a little bit. But it looks flat, but there's actually there's some undulation to it.
Is that do y'all plant some muscadines out here, or is that Ceresia?
No, Ceresia is just seeded in.
See, that's what I figured. That stuff is, I deal with it in like every plant we've ever done.
Yeah, you know, and the thistle will find its way in here, and of course Johnson grass, dock, you know, the vetch.
You'll come through and spot spray?
We do a lot of hand pulling. We'll do some spot spraying, just because there's so many desirable plants. Spot spraying's a little more tough, so we have these hockey stick shaped wicks, and we'll mix up, you know, a foliar type and just kind of wick it, and that helps a little bit. At least knocks it back. If you can catch it before it's at seed, that's the ideal.
Yeah, the gravel too. That looks good.
Yep. So we've got this from a group. This is crab orchard sandstone, crushed, you know, crab orchard sandstone, pulled out of the quarries in crab orchards. So it's a theme of all of our buildings. All the buildings have a facade. That's all crab orchard sandstone.
Wow.
So the Exchange, the OAU, the Launch, other pieces.
Stuff around there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, that's more crushed river rock. What we call our decorative riprap.
Yeah.
But this in the buildings is the crushed crab orchard.
That looks good. I like it.
And Amanda said that he bought a wall of it. Like we own a wall there so that we can pull from it.
So because it has the veins and coloration that we like. So in the event we need more, it's there.
The event that we have a new idea,
it
will match.
The cool thing about this place is it's going to always change. It's going to, you know, we're going to take ideas and run with them. You know, and that's the cool thing about our owner, our visionary, Joe Hollingsworth, is, you know, however our guests need this place is how we're going to modify it and adapt. So we've got about 100 employees. That includes the restaurant. And so, but my team, the landscape team, there's 6 of us. So we manage to take care of this. You have these moments of wonder and inspiration, and maybe opens the mind up to think of what can I do with myself and how can I better myself, and so that's how Aspire really is.
Green grass.
Yeah.
And it's like really nice.
Yeah, so this is about 5 weeks post burn. And you've already got grasses over knee high. Switch, Indian, and Big Blue.
No gamma?
No gamma in this one.
Y'all have any out here?
Yeah, I've got side oats gama over on that knoll over there.
My gama grass is this tall.
Yeah.
And I burned it this year.
So the idea is that we have this amber waves of grain on this hillside all the way around that road right there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the thinking behind that. We've also have 2 strips of it down there, just to, like as a habitat kind of break up, as opposed to being, you know, it's a manicured lawn, but there are some kind of pieces of habitat that are down there.
Yeah.
And it's a native species, so
yeah, that's awesome.
for your seed-eating birds and stuff.
Y'all have knocked it out of the park here. It's like a 10 out of 10, but I'm like always like an overachiever. I'm like, how do you make something that's a 10 out of 10 that like a every native wildflower planting, you're gonna have a lot. Like you're gonna have invasives and things you don't want in there showing up. A lot of that comes down to like the prep work, and I know y'all put in a lot of prep work out here before planting. And but as it's matured, this is 4 years old now, and you know, mine at home is 5 years old, and I'm still having to get weeds out. How are y'all going about taking certain unwanted species out of here?
So, multi-tiered approach. A lot of it is hand pulling, just to minimize any off-target damage. But there are instances where we use herbicides in a targeted manner, and generally not with backpack sprayers, but with using a stick applicator,
like lawn wicks and stuff like that.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I've done in mine as well, and then pulling them up or just cutting them off at the base and not letting them go to seed.
Definitely, yeah. Attacking them before seed heads, you know, become mature. At the very least, you're not losing any ground if you can minimize, you know, that seed production. You know, as opposed to trying to kill the plant, you can minimize that spread.
I think a lot of it, some of this stuff will phase out too. I think the smooth, like this buttercup, should phase out. It's phased out in a lot of my stuff. I just had an old pasture I just was burning, and it's phased out of it almost completely now. So as some of these mature and get taller, I feel like they'll outcompete.
Yeah, and I think with our management practices, fire, incorporating fire, that can help weed some of that stuff out. The downside is, you know, we usually get a lot of spring winds, and those airborne seeds, thistles and others blow in. So that's just something that we plan for, that we're going to continuously manage for.
Y'all are going to be making a lot of native seeds too that will probably be blowing on other places. And that's probably what, purple prairie clover?
Yep.
And man, that's such a cool one. Look how small of an area it grows out of the ground.
Yeah.
Like barely takes up any space. This is lemon bee balm, and like all mints, it's got the square stem. As you can see, the stem is real square, super fragrant. Like this is like an extremely fragrant mint. But looks like Downy Pagoda, how it's stacked. It has those stacked flowers. Pretty cool. What's cool about this place is it's got all these paths cutting through it. I guess the whole field here is like kidney bean shaped, but then it's got weaving trails throughout, and I feel like that really adds to the aesthetics of this planting and makes it more enjoyable to walk through. But you can mimic this. Like I do this with a lawnmower at my house, so you don't have to have a gravel path. You can just mow through your field and have walking paths throughout, and they don't have to be straight lines. Usually I use straight lines on my property lines as burn lines, but throughout you can get creative and make little different paths that end up looking really cool. All right, so y'all have hiking trails, a restaurant, bike trails. Guess what? How many pump tracks?
Yep. Yeah, there are blacktop paved, one pump track and a downhill course. And the downhill course has 2 sections, so difficult and less difficult.
Wow. And then you'll have a kayak, or I guess motorless boat ramp.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is super nice. You have a dog park?
We do. We have a dog park that has 3 different runs. Shade structures. Those runs are designed where animals could be separated depending on size, you know, larger animals in the bigger run and so on.
And then you got pavilions where people can have events like birthdays or office gatherings, and down there you'll have some Virginia wild rye plantings, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll have a wetland planting next to that, and then native warm season grass plantings, which is Indian grass, big blue, and switchgrass, and then you have your wildflower plantings like this one. And you got one off the slope going down to the boat ramp, and then you'll have one up here, a wildflower planting in the ditch in front of y'all's building, and that's y'all's restaurant, right? And
that's right.
It's like an event venue as well.
Correct. Yeah. So full service restaurant as well as a full service catering for any events, full venue space, indoor or outdoor.
A little education center too, right?
That's right. Yeah. So we host a lot of school field trips and educate young folks and the like on all things about Aspire, the community around, and Anderson County in general.
And a playground, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big slide.
Big playground. You know, slides, zip lines, climbing structures. It's probably one of our more popular features.
Yeah.
At Aspire.
Yeah, that's definitely where I'm headed.